Hello everyone, welcome to the Battle for Middle-earth 2, replay 29. Let's jump into a replay and see what's going on. Let's do we just did a Buckland. A lot of these are losses. I don't like showing too many losses in a row, but I guess it's a replay, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll go with one of these Urkai games, I guess. How about a 6-player free-for-all on Dead Marshes? Sure, why not? I like playing on Dead Marshes. It's a pretty large map. 6 players is pretty fun to play with. It's interesting. Let's just put it that way. So I'm the Elves, I guess, as a destroyer there. Over here we have a brutal AI. And here we have the Long Con. Sorry. We have Steven 116 as Isengard. Got distracted there for a second. We have Emil as dwarves and Nelov as Isengard down here. So we do have one AI teammate or one AI opponent. Probably because we had someone disconnect in the lobby or something, so we just replaced him with an AI. That would seem reasonable to do instead of just going back to GameRanger and waiting longer. Because people want to play, you know. So the AI is going to start spamming goblins. I am opening with some archers and potentially a hero. Can't tell. I wish I could. Isengard has a Wormtongue and Lurtz. Wormtongue is a great hero, I'm finding. I never actually use Wormtongue myself until, like, I want to, but I just never get around to actually doing it. He's a great hero. His abilities are amazing. He's not very good in combat, but, you know, that's fine. Dwarves do have a glowing and some guardians. Lots of guardians, in fact. He's got another battalion coming, so 4 battalions of guardians. I like to get the banner carrier upgrade for guardians so they can do their charge. Charge gets 25% speed and 25% armor, and they do a little charge and a little bit of charging damage, which is nice. Not going to help against these, though. It would be silly for him to do that here. Gloin is going to die here. Oh, he needs to run for his life. Even Wormtongue could kill him at this point, and probably will, actually. With a real-life backstab without using the ability. So, Wormtongue does actually get a good kill there, and then he has the ability to go invisible. So, he is no longer able to finish him. You can't see Wormtongue at all right now. So that's going to be hard for the dwarves, having a level 4 alerts already. Meanwhile, I'm fighting the AI opponent above me. I do have some elven archers here. He is building lots of goblin warriors and archers and spiderlings and trolls, apparently. Never like to see trolls. And he's actually throwing rocks at the Isengard's fort, which is kind of funny. I don't actually know if war chanting does anything. Does that boost the damage of a cave troll? Because I was under the impression it didn't do anything to trolls. But if an AI does it, that kind of makes you question things. So maybe it does. Maybe I'm wrong. To be fair, I put the evil eye over cave trolls, so I guess just it feels like it does something, even if it doesn't. So I'm building a little defensive perimeter here. Looks like dwarves trying to advance on Isengard. There is 2 heroes still here. His Carnage is almost back, so These dwarves will be dead by the time they get to the fortress, pretty much. A wasted attempt. There is a Saruman here, though. Steven has managed to build a Saruman. And alerts as well. There's also an enemy alerts here. Well, they're both enemies, I guess, but... And it looks like Longcon has been pumping out berserkers in the background. So that's why he doesn't have a whole lot. But he does have alerts and some berserkers, so he potentially could kill someone. Take down their fort very easily. If left untouched. And as you can see, the dwarves were killed here. Didn't have much to do. And they just died before they got to the fortress, I would imagine. Berserker is going to be very good against these little goblins. I do have a force out here. And he has Saruman out here. Saruman alerts here. Alerts, not sure why alerts is using bow. It does very little damage. If anything, he should be attacking, I guess just so he'll get experience from the tunnel. That's possible, but it didn't look like he actually got anything. Since you don't get anything for knocking it down, you have to destroy the rubble, I guess. Saruman is always fun to play with. He has a cool power set. Having a fireball, a wizard blast, and the ability to take over units, and then a giant lightning bolt, which is useful. I do have Legolas. Legolas is a good hero. So we got some movement up top here. I'm curious as to what's going on. Looks like Longcon is preparing a sneak attack against Steven, although Steven could probably see it because of his freebane. He can definitely see it. It looks like he's returning home because he does see it, probably. Can't sneak up on an Isengard with a bat. It's not a bat cloud, it's a bird cloud. So yeah, I'm going to continue to farm power points off of this goblin AI. That is the downside of having an AI in your game. Whoever's next to the AI is pretty much guaranteed to get some power points off of him. And let's see what happens here. Lots of berserkers. He does manage to kill most of those guys, but the berserkers is probably what he should have targeted. There he goes, fireballing his own guys, but it's definitely worth it to kill off these berserkers. And Saruman getting cripple strikes. Lurch comes in with his carnage and finishes off Saruman without much trouble. Steven's Lurch is still level 1, so he's outclassed here. Isengard from the bottom is now attacking no love here. Is he attacking the dwarves, who is Emil. He does his carnage, and he also has a Saruman as well. It's a very Saruman Lurch heavy game. Lots of Isengards to be had in this game. It looks like I'm deciding to try and kill off goblins here. I have a lot of archers. Not very good for taking out structures, but especially since they don't have Silverthorn arrows. But they can cover my guys while they do take out the structures, my little warriors. So the archers should be able... Actually, archers, yeah, they can kill these spider hole expansions pretty well. And that's really what would kill my guys. So it looks like the top Isengard did not successfully win his battle onward, but he did kill a Saruman. Doesn't look like the other alerts died. He ran away, as he should have, because you don't want to engage a heavy leveled up alerts when yours is only level 1. And the Ring of Power is right there. This is probably a no rules free for all game, so I'm assuming anything goes. Also, the ring is on, as you see. So if you see towers pop up or whatever, don't worry. Possible multiple fortresses may happen. Who knows? That's just how we play the game sometimes. Anytime Long Con hosts a game, it's always an rules game. There's a lot of fireball here. Pretty good one. Killed a lot of guys, but Saruman is in the middle of a bunch of guys. Saruman has got to be one of my favorite heroes, actually. He's just very cool to play with. This guy's preparing for another attack, this time potentially on the goblin, who will be dead by the time he gets there. So that will be a wasted effort. Also, there's a blue army here. The other Isengard, other Isengard, don't know which one he would be, is also working his way towards the goblin base. Hopefully I will be able to take out the goblin fortress first, before they reach over here. My Legolas getting fireballed and sent flying. Legolas is good for picking off a lot of small units though. This Saruman is level 4, so he does have a fireball and such. And the goblin AI is down to this last building. Looks like I'm rushing to try and kill him off. And there I do. Also Saruman giving experience to his troops. That is one of his abilities, level 5. If Legolas gets cripple strike here, I will be in bad spot. Surprisingly, this Lurch is only level 1, so that's fine. I am trying to run for my life, and little do I know I am running into a army of Uruk-hai up in the top. So, not good for me. Looks like I summoned some eagles to try and cover my retreat, but didn't happen. I will still get pretty good attack in with these eagles. Uruk-hai are one of the worst armies to counter flying units, as I've stated before. So I will get some kills there. Let's see what's going on with the dwarves and the Isengard down here. See what was that? What's that power called? Devastation. Devastation. Good use of devastation. He got some trees as well as he froze the army of the dwarves, so he could try and get away. Those Axors doing a lot of work, throwing very far. He does have some weapons upgrades, as you see by these shiny red blades. And he should have kept running. He would have made it back, but he didn't, because he stopped and got hit by pikemen. Unfortunate for him. Saruman is not a cheap hero. Only trying to make his escape. If you're ever in that situation, you do need to slam Lurtz and get him away from you, because you want his carnage to wear off. As it did here. If he had a heal, he would have made it away. But a backstab coming out from Wormtongue puts an end to his life. So it sucks for him. And looks like my eagle's cleaned up here. Not much is left. And I do have another force here of archers. Do I have Silverthorn arrows? I do indeed. So there's 5 battalions of Florian warriors with Elrond, who is level 4. Lots of leadership going on here. Dwarves have a pretty big army back here. But honestly, not a lot of defense. If Isengard would get some ballista, yeah, some ballista, he could potentially take this fortress out. People tend not to build siege weapons when they need them most, which I find strange. Siege weapons are very, very good to use, and you shouldn't shy away from using them. They are a little expensive to get, but I mean, Isengard is one of the most economic teams in the game. So don't think that's too big of a worry. They get industry, they get devastation, and they get fuel the fires for their lumber mills. Doesn't look like he has any of these, but if he did... Oh, actually, I think he has devastation. Yeah. He has lots of money, as you can see. He also has devastation. He's the one who used that earlier. And I didn't notice, but the fortress from this Isengard player in the middle up here is gone. Looks like his last builder is up here in the top left. Well, I don't know if it's his last builder, it's the only one I see. And he does have alerts here. He needs to be careful, because if he loses alerts, he will not be able to build them back. This Isengard playing a little safe, a little passive. He probably should get more Uruk pits. It's always good to get more Uruk pits. This guy doing the right thing. He has 2 Guardian Halls. These are actually level 3, so that's pretty good. They'll pump out troops pretty quickly. I like that kind of thing. Plus they get the Axe Tower benefit, so you can have them a little defensive. Wormtongue's Venomous Words ability, lowering the attack and defense of all these troops. It's a very good ability. Also the Creebane are up, but even when the Creebane are down, you still see this purple hue on these guys, meaning they're weakened. Allowing these Isengard heroes to just clean house here, slaughtering these troops. My army consists mainly of archers, 1 group of pikemen, because I'm not too worried about cavalry. And my Elrond is chasing lurts down to deliver justice. We do have a siege works here from this Isengard. He's got the right idea. But yeah, heroes. The 3 heroes of Isengard are very good when used correctly. And he's not even using his army, as you see. Up comes the Wizard Tower. But he's just gaining power points and levels with just his heroes alone. The dwarves can't really stop him. It's a bad spot to be in as the dwarves, honestly. And even if he upgrades all his troops, that'll just be money wasted, really, because then they get killed even more. Or I think he gets more money for killing them with Lurtz's pillage ability. That's another way they get money, because they have loot enemy kills for resources from Lurtz as well. So yeah, lots of ways to get money as Isengard. Goblins pretty close to that. They have a lot of ways as well with their scavenger ability. That alone makes up for it. Somehow I managed to miss this builder. I don't know if I came from this direction, but probably not. I need to take this Lurtz out. I could easily take it out if I could get near it. Doesn't look like I'm concerned about it, though. I do need to be careful, because my base is completely undefended. Here I just have 4 barracks, and that's about it. I do have a water moat, but that won't save me. Elven fortresses are not known for their durability. Elven anything aren't known for their durability. I don't even see my forge. Oh, there it is. I do have a forge, of course, because I have upgrades. I was just wondering where it was. And here I actually go to attack this Isengard team. So raining Silverthorn arrows upon his troops, slaughtering them. But out comes a Watcher to ruin my day. A Watcher is very good against Elves. Elves are very weak health-wise and armor-wise, so once this is summoned up under them, it usually kills most of them, if not all of them. These guys had armor, and they're not as weak as archers, so they didn't die. But archers generally will die immediately. So it's a great power. Watcher is one of the strongest powers, I feel, against armies. Especially if you summon the Creebane under them, or above them before you do it. It lowers their attack and defense. Mainly defense is what you're worried about. And then it has a better chance at killing, outright just killing units. So this Isengard has been left to rebuild his fortress somehow. No one managed to finish him. So he's up here in the little top corner, the nook, trying to rebuild. Blue is being very passive. He hasn't done much for a bit now. Now there's dwarves. The dwarves have been under attack by the Isengard from the bottom for a long time now, so you can't blame him much for that. Let's take a look at the powers again. Longcon Isengard up top has Creebane and 12 power points. So once that fortress is up, you could potentially get another one. This Isengard has Devastation, Watcher, and Creebane with 1 power point remaining. Good powers all around. The Elves, I'm the Elves. I have Summon Eagles, as you saw earlier, Elven Wood, Farsight, and Heal with 3 power points remaining. Not a bad power set as well. And this Isengard only has Devastation and War Chant because he hasn't been doing a whole lot. You don't get power points from sitting on your ass, unfortunately. And dwarves only have Rebuild and 8 power points. So, just goes to show, if you want power points, you gotta be aggressive. You gotta get those kills. I understand he's trying to regroup, maybe trying to upgrade his armies and potentially fight off hordes of invaders. So I can't blame dwarves too much for being so passive. But yeah, dwarves will probably lose this fight pretty hard. I mean, he's not even using most of his army. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe someday he'll send his troops in, but no. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe he's strategically keeping them there so that they can guard the front door while his base gets eradicated. Not sure. Here I summon the Eagles on top of this blue army, who finally decides to make a move. As you can see, even though he had a bunch of crossbows, they don't do much to the Eagles in patch 1.06. So he's going to be losing this battle quite badly. The Eagles alone will be able to wipe out most of these archers before combat even reaches my army. And my Silverthorn arrow should be able to clean up the rest. There is a Saruman here though, gotta be wary of that. But it doesn't look like he wants to fight me. Can't blame him for that. Let's release this after this. This will crush both of those. Yeah, there you go. Flying units are extremely good at killing siege weapons. They usually one-shot any sort of catapult, even multiples if they're next to each other, like you saw there. So, good tip to know. This Lurtz probably should die. Yep. So let's see what's going on here. Dwarves look like they are dying off. That's not surprising, if I'm perfectly honest. He did manage to get a Demolisher, but doesn't do much good here. Glowing going down. It shows the power of Worm Tongue. He's able to backstab, cloak, and run away. He's like a rogue. Nobody likes a rogue. Rogues are very sneaky and very dangerous. Looks like Purple Isengard's actually starting to rebuild here. He put 2 things together and he furnaces. He managed to hit them both with industry, although it doesn't really affect the small one. This one is still only making 3. So, but that one's making 127, so pretty good. But it doesn't really benefit you to hit multiples, honestly. And it looks like the weather is being unkind to the Longcon. Looks like Blue is using his wizard tower, because he can clearly see there's a base here. If I was him, I would have hit this. That would have struck his money down a little bit. But his army is also a good choice, I suppose. Dwarves did not die here. They are still alive. But it's only a matter of time, I feel, before the dwarves lose everything and lose the game. This Isengard will... If I had to bet... I don't know who wins this game, by the way. If I had to bet, I'd say this team would win the game, just out of how he's been playing. And the amount of power points and hero levels he has. So that's that. I think everyone else is way behind in that regard. Maybe not me. PowerPoint wise, I'm not really behind. But I mean, do I have Elrond still? I don't see my Elrond, so I'm assuming he's dead or off doing something somewhere. I don't see his little glowing dot on my map. I do see a glowing dot, so there's something. There he is. He is alive indeed. Okay. So if I can potentially get a level 10 Elrond, I'll be in good shape. There is also a Thranduil for me, but he is level 1. Not very good at level 1. I'm gonna have to use him to harass people. It's like dwarves trying to send some guardians at the base. Not gonna do much, especially against all these arrow towers. Slaughtering these troops. And these cavalry will help, no doubt. There are no pikemen here. So he should have no trouble killing all these dwarves off. I feel the dwarves are taking the wrong approach here. But he doesn't have much choice, I realize. I like his idea of trying to just attack while he's being defeated because you know he can't defend. But at the same time, he doesn't have much chance with this many arrow towers to get in there with guardians. So, just gotta keep that in mind sometimes when you're doing things. But I feel the dwarves would have died no matter what happens. He's outpowered here. Looks like we got a blue Saruman and Lurtz coming down. Joining the fray. Picking on this level 10 Lurtz here from the purple team. Purple team does have an army though, so this Saruman will probably die. And there you see him running through fire. Fire does a lot of damage, you gotta be careful of that. Saruman does run faster somehow than an Uruk-hai army because he's like a bajillion years old, so it doesn't make a lot of sense, but he does. But at least he managed to capture his Lurtz, so Steven's Lurtz will go down quickly. And dwarves are now dead as well. Emil has been defeated. So, no more dwarves. There's a giant purple blob on the map now. Looks like I went too far out with my Thranduil. And I got caught off guard. And I lost all of my Thranduils. Elrond should really be with my army before I engage. Hopefully that's what happens. As well as not sending my archers first. So now that dwarves have been defeated, I may be in immediate danger. I feel my base isn't really safe at all. Can he see my base from his place? He can actually see my entire base with his cloud, and he also has Dragon Strike. So potentially, he could pretty much kill, one-shot someone's base. I'm curious to see who uses this on. Using it on the Elfin Fortress sounds like a good idea, but there's a lot of arrow towers here, and it may die before it gets to do its thing. So you gotta keep that in mind when you're doing it. You could use it on this guy. It would work pretty well. There's a Watcher coming out from somewhere. Right here, destroying my army once again. Watcher has been the bane of my existence as the Elves. And when I'm playing Elves, I really hate the Watcher. As you might imagine. It is absolutely devastating. But if you get your guys on, you at least get armor, you can at least live through the Watcher. But right after being hit by a Watcher, I start getting engaged by blue, so my army is now decimated completely. No chance for me here. And if I was purple, I would definitely attack me, because my army is dead, and I'm probably well aware of that, because I can see it. So that would be a smart move on his part. Will he do that? I don't know. But eagles are tearing this guy's army apart, at least. So while I lost my army, I could potentially just make up by killing his army off with eagles. That just shows the power of eagles. I would like to see one of the eagles go over here and destroy this middle one. That would kill all three of these ballistas. That would be great, but I fly into a lot of their towers there. Unfortunate. So this is definitely going to be a longer game, I can tell. Since there's only one person dead, two people dead, I guess, technically, if you count the AI. Still leaving four players. So this may be a long replay. But YouTube does have a fast forward function, so if you feel you need to do so, by all means. I'm not going to fast forward in-game. It just seems to cause instability with my replays, and it sometimes crashes them. And when you've been watching a replay for like an hour or so, you don't want it to crash and have to redo it. I wouldn't even bother redoing it. I would just be like, no. I'll never watch this game again and carry on with my life. So I don't want that to happen. I at least want to make a video of it and then never watch it again. So purple is now, is that purple? No, it's pink. Pink is now moving in on my fortress, which is a smart move to do. I don't have much in the way of defense. He could also potentially call in a dragon strike while all these arrow towers are using their arrows on things. Sounds like he's doing just that. Here comes the dragon. Oh yeah, it'll get its full dragon off. There you see the destructive power of Isengard Dragon. I actually managed to live. I think the fire would have killed me, but I don't think you can set a fire in water. And since my base is sitting in water, I don't think it can catch fire. That's all speculation, but sounds reasonable enough. But my army is dead. My defenses are gone. And this is probably the end for me. These pikemen should be able to finish me off here. Especially with Lurtz, Wormtongue, and Saruman leading the pack. And down goes my fortress. He gets a hefty 1,250 gold, or resources, whatever you want to call them. And my Legolas dies fighting. And this should be my last structure here. Pretty sure it is. Oh no, I do have an Entmoot here. And this won't keep me alive, this forge, so Entmoot should be my last building. Does he know where it is? Shouldn't be too hard to find. Well, I'm sure he'll find it eventually. That probably netted him quite a bit of power points. Yep. As well as Dragon Strike. Now he has Summon Wildman. He has Vision of the Palantir and Tainted Land. So he has a lot of powers. This other Isengard has a... Who is Nilla? Oh, no, it's me. I have 25 power points, but I don't have a fortress, so that doesn't matter. This Isengard still only has 2 powers. Not the best for him. And Long Con only has 2 powers as well. So as you can see, Nelov, Spot Isengard is a severe advantage over everyone else.
The forest of Fangorn will rise.
And as a last ditch attempt to do anything, I built a Treebeard. Somehow he missed my thing. And I'm also rebuilding my fortress. But I am losing farms at a rapid pace. It's only a matter of time before he finds my base. And now Blue decides to move in. Good call on his part. Although, is the Watcher up? Watcher is not up, so he potentially could do some damage here. While this pink Isengard is so far away from his base, he does have some defense. And a wizard tower as well to use. In Wildman of Dunland. I think he sees there's a blue army moving in. He decides to leave. Leaving me to rebuild my base. Oh, I actually have 2 fortresses building. Interesting. Although I built right next to a goblin pit, a goblin cave. So Treebeard will have to deal with that. Alright, let's watch Blue's attack. If I had to guess, I'm going to say it'll fail miserably. Just because all of Blue's attacks have failed miserably. He has a lot of crossbows here. I don't like this at all. His majority of his army is crossbowmen. That's terrible. I think it's all crossbows, 1 pikeman, and a couple ballista. It's pretty bad. And he summons Wildman here to deal with these guys in the back. Who got Sauron? Oh. Blue actually has the ring and he had Sauron. So I was not aware that was happening. And as you can see, Blue's Archer army is being slaughtered here. It was a poor choice of unit composition. Crossbows are not very strong as is. He would have been better off going no crossbows, if anything. I guess he feared the eagle a bit too much. And it looks like Stephen summons a Watcher under the army that's fleeing this way. The blue lurch goes down. Blue Saruman is going to be quick to follow, I feel. Especially since there's a Wormtongue who has backstab. It's just a matter of can he catch him. I don't think so, since Saruman's so quick. And this is Blue's tentacle thingy. Watcher. So it looks like Blue will get out of here. No, maybe not. Yep, he will escape. He can outrun these guys. Is he coming back in? I'm not sure. I wouldn't advise it. Lots of Warg Riders coming up from Purple. Purple has been building his army worthy of Mordor for quite some time. I saw him also. Well, looks like my fortress came up. I bought Flood, and I flooded his entire army and killed it instantly. So that's bad for Purple. That's a lot of Warg Riders with upgrades decimated. Also, Steven 116 has left the game. He says he's been defeated. He was not dying, so he clearly left the game. Or disconnected. One of the two. Whatever the case, that leaves 3 players remaining. It's probably for the best. And here we have a purple mine. Looks like a mine was coming up to attack Blue. But now that Blue's base is gone, that mine can go elsewhere. Mines are always fun to play with when you're Isengard. They can take down a fortress very quickly. Now Isengard from the bottom deciding to attack me in the bottom left here. Do I still have a fortress up here? No, I do not. So this is my only base of operations. I do still have my Treebeard as well. So he can sit there and throw rocks. I just noticed something. When he summoned the tainted land over my elven wood, it killed the trees. Those trees are now dead. That's an interesting feature. Also, if you didn't know, you can use Devastation as Isengard on those trees, and it'll actually give you money. So it's like summoning trees out of thin air, which is pretty cool. But I am now toast, I think. Things don't look good for me here. That is a purple builder, so not mine. I do have a builder somewhere. Who knows where. Hopefully I don't build anything, I'll just die. Oh, there he is, running for his life. Since I'm building so close, I feel that might be my last builder and building. Nope, there's one here as well, but that's very close to Purple's Berserker. He possibly might see my building. And here goes one of my builders. So, all I have left is an Entmoot and a barracks that's been building up here. See a vision of the Palantir going off. He is looking for me. Looks like Purple's thinking about building a wall. He's built a wall hub. Walls can be very effective. But don't rely too heavily on walls. Also don't go too crazy on walls if they are allowed. And looks like I've been defeated. I decided to destroy my barracks or quit the game or something. Obviously not quit the game because I'm still watching the replay. So meaning I stayed in the game. I destroyed my buildings and watched the rest of the game, which I tend to do when I lose. I will watch the rest of the game, not only so I can make a replay out of it or something, but so I can just watch the game. I enjoy watching this game as well as playing it, so that is fine with me. And it looks like the mines that were sent from Purple were quickly dispatched by these crossbows. So it's always good to have some crossbows, especially when you're facing an Isengard team. Looks like another mine is incoming. I would laugh if he shot it. He would kill all his army right there. Oh, that was a huge mistake. Wow. I was expecting him to use his pikemen to attack that, not his archers. That was kind of a silly move, to be honest. But, hey, he got an army kill out of it. So, Purple's probably pretty happy with that. He's got a lot of Ward Riders building up again. So this should be interesting. It's a Isengard versus Isengard. One Isengard was pretty much crippled and killed, and then the other one is been demolishing everyone, so I imagine you know who's going to win. Also, Dragon Strike coming off cooldown soon. The power advantage is going to make all the difference. It really will. Isengard will probably lose his fortress to a Dragon Strike, if I had to guess. No one's picked up the ring, which is kind of surprising. I'd expect this guy to pick up the ring. I'm sure he has the money. Nelov has 37,000. My voice is going a little hoarse here, and I've run out of drink, which is unfortunate. It's a lot of Warg Riders, though. It has potential to do a lot of damage. It also has potential to fail miserably, so we'll see how that works. Another mine being exploded right there. The mines probably won't make it through. Looks like he's on a quest to take the ring. Although I don't know why he would pick it up with his entire army. Because now Nelov, the guy on the bottom, has a complete view of this army. he could summon a power on top of it if you wanted. Like the Watcher. If it was in an open area. I would love to see the Watcher pop up right now. Pre-bane the Watcher. Do it. Oh, it's a missed opportunity. He's just trying to cut him off, it looks like. Oh, good play by him as well. Although I am kind of surprised he's not using his Watcher. It is off cooldown, it looks like. Maybe he feels he doesn't need it. Sounds like Saruman took control of something. Not sure which. Probably some more griders, maybe? I do like the rain effect from that power. Also a useful power for getting rid of leadership from the enemies, which can make all the difference. But it's just more cinematic as well when you add rain into the mix. And there's the Dragon Strike, taking that fort out. No trouble whatsoever. Wildman being summoned as well. So things aren't looking good for our friend Longcon here. If that builder dies, I think that's his last builder. One could only hope. And he should really be targeting it. I know he can see it. He did start building a wall, so he has to go around this wall. But he is being overwhelmed and he has no chance of succeeding in this game. And up comes the Watcher. Good spot for it. It stops these cavalry from getting to these guys. And Dragon being summoned down on top of his builder. Well, he's not using it on the builder per se. Summon Dragon, not a power I particularly like. It's good against some things, but it's definitely no Balrog. But it does have its uses. It can take out armies very quickly. And structures, not too bad. And this might be the end of the game. Nope. Who am I kidding? Longcon. Nope. I was going to say, he probably built somewhere else. He has been defeated. So that was a long game. Pretty good though. I did enjoy that. And I hope you enjoyed that as well. So, I will see you in the next replay. Take care.